office fragrances. I got about 11 of them. You wanna know what they are? Catch me on the flip side. Be right back. What's going on, everybody? It is your boy Troy Sense here. Nothing more wonderful than having to reshoot a video because your mic was reverbing and you couldn't use it. So here we are for take 2. Listen, if this is your first time coming by my channel, what took you so long? But I'm glad you're here. What I need for you to do now is watch the video, like it, give me a sub, thumbs up, and share the video. Tell all your friends about me. And for those of you who keep returning to the scene of the crime, thank you. Much appreciated. So this is a video, and you know how we do it on this channel. We kind of have a video, kind of have a discussion. I just tell you about fragrances. You know what I'm saying? I don't get a whole lot into no breakdown, but you all already know that because you're here all the time. So what I've got is 10 or 11, I think it's 11 fragrances from my collection that, with the exception of with the exception of 2, are going to be around that $20 mark, give or take. I don't think any of them are discontinued. Maybe one is, I'm not sure. Yeah. All right, y'all ready to get it? Let's go. The first one I want to talk to you about is Marc Ecko, and it's just Marc Ecko Man. This one is one of the best, just clean, soapy scents that I have in my collection. It is as good as Bulgari Blue or Bulgari BLV, which I'm sure is blue. It's just good soap is what this smells like. It's not a lemony or a citrusy soap. It's just good, clean soap. It doesn't have a lot. It smells like it doesn't have a lot of notes in it because it just smells clean and soapy. I wore this, I think the last time I wore this, my uncle, my dad's brother, had passed, and I was going to his visitation, and I was at that time I was living in an apartment, and the apartment we lived in was downstairs, and came out of the apartment, and upstairs neighbor was sitting in the grass, and it just happened to be coincidental. The upstairs neighbor and I used to work together many years ago, so I walked by, and they was like, "Man, he smells good," and then one of them commented, "He always smelled good." And the fragrance I had on was this one. So it's a good smelling fragrance. I think it's good for the office though, simply because it doesn't last all that long. It's not a monster performer. It's not a monster projector now. They were a good ways away from me, but the wind was blowing and the breeze caught it and kind of took it over there to them. But they did remark, and I get comments like that all the time. Nobody ever really comes up and goes, "Hey, you smell amazing." But it'll always be, "Oh, somebody smells good." And I already know what they're talking about. I already know it's me. So Marc Ecko Man. Good for the office, normal performance out of it. I guess you get maybe an hour and a half to 2 hours projection, but it's a soft, subtle projection. It's not a monster. 4 to 6 hours of longevity. That's about it. Marc Ecko Man. Next one on the list is an oldie, but I think a goodie, and it is Rim. Soapy, slightly soapy. Not as soapy as that. Spicy, masculine. Good office scent. Now the thing about this one is more potent. I put this one on the list because it's masculine and clean, which I think is good for the office. But you'll have to be careful with your sprays on this one. 1, 2, 3 at the most, maybe wrist, chest, and back. That's it. That's all you're gonna need for this one. Is if you go 5 or 6 on this one, it could get carried away. So I haven't worn this in a while, so I don't remember the longevity on it. But I know that it's a moderate projector. Again, that's why you gotta kind of tone down on the sprays. You don't want to go too ham because it's not a bad performer. I don't exactly remember the numbers, but I do remember it's a decent performer. Hence the amount of juice that's been used. And that is Rim. And that's an inexpensive fragrance. I haven't seen that in the rack stores in a while though. So the next one on the list is from the house of Mercedes-Benz, and it's Mercedes-Benz Man Blue. When I first got this fragrance, I thought it reminded me of Abercrombie & Fitch Fierce. But as I get more wearings out of it, it don't. This is a Dior Sauvage clone. It's a little bit spicier than Sauvage. And I know you're probably saying, Trey, if it smells like Sauvage, why would we want to wear it to the office? Okay, again, I think it would make a good office scent. But again, it's one you'll have to temper your sprays with. You'll have to tone it down. You can't go 5, 6 sprays. You can't go ham. But if you went 1 to 2 sprays, I think it would be just fine. It's not as loud as Sauvage, and it's a little bit more spicy, but it's definitely in that wheelhouse. But it is one that I think you could definitely get away with wearing to the office if you go easy on the sprays. What Denzel say in Training Day? When Jake looked at him and said, they just college kids. Yeah, well, they're gonna get an education today. Stay off of the Rover. For some reason, that's one of my favorite scenes in that movie. This one, stay off of the trigger. 2 to 3 sprays, and I think you'll have a good little office scent. And part of the reason why I think it'll make a good little office scent is it has a little bit of powderiness to it. It gives me a little bit of that Abercrombie & Fitch Fierce, way more Sauvage, but a little bit. And that's what makes me think it's an office scent. I think you can pull it off at the office. Just easy on the sprays. The next one is from the house of Hugo Boss, and this is called Fingerprint Magnet. No, it's not called Fingerprint Magnet. It's called United. Not to be confused with Unlimited, which is in the white bottle. And this is a nice fragrance. Performance on it is not that great, which is what, in my opinion, lends it to the office. Not a monster projector, not a monster performer at all. It's got like a blood orange note in here. It does smell good. I paid $35 for this 100 ml, and I think it's well worth it because I have several from the Boss bottle line. I saw this one, wanted to pick it up, and I did, and I'm glad I did. I think it's a good smelling fragrance. Maybe an hour, hour and a half of projection, maybe 4 hours of longevity is all you're gonna get. This is one though you could respray at the desk and nobody would think, oh, somebody just sprayed on cologne, because it's very light. But it is clean, it is fresh, it is crisp, it is citrusy. So it's not the most masculine fragrance in the world, but it is definitely one this time of the year, nice spring, summertime. I think you would get a good vibe out of this one if you wore it. From the house of Hugo Boss, United. This next one is a really good fragrance, and it's a flanker to Cool Waters, and it is called Hot Water. Now, I don't think Hot Water is a good name for this fragrance because it's not hot. It does get a little bit spicy, but it's not hot. I think this is a good date night fragrance, and I think this would be good at the office for the simple fact it doesn't push out much. It doesn't last very long. As a matter of fact, this was my scent of the day, and I don't think I got 4 hours of longevity out of it. It does okay. Of course, a little bit of a twinge there. And it starts off spicy, very masculine. Still waiting on the alcohol to die down. So you're getting a good fragrance, but you're not getting a high quality fragrance. But you're getting a fragrance that's under 20 bucks. Now, as it dries down, the spice does pick up in there, but it's not a blow me down spicy. It's just a nice, romantic, masculine, modern smell. It has a nice modern smell to it. It's not ambroxany, but it does remind me of fragrances from Calvin Klein and houses such as that. I like the fragrance. And again, the reason I put this on this list is because it's not one that's going to push across the room, and it's not one that's going to last all day and just be lingering, and it doesn't leave massive scent trails, as none of these fragrances do. You know, they're all blow in, blow out type of fragrances. They're not dumb reaches, but they're not going to give you monster performance. So they sit fairly close to the skin and they dissipate really quickly. But nonetheless, this has a nice, spicy, sweet vibe. It doesn't have a lot of similarities to the OG Cool Waters, but where it does draw comparisons to Cool Waters to my nose is there's this sweetness that runs through Cool Waters, also runs through Hot Waters. But They should have named this lukewarm or something, because hot water is not a good name for it. Nonetheless, Davidoff's Hot Waters. From the House of Banana Republic, Modern. This one reminds me a lot of Jupe. And I know Jupe is loud. This is not. This is very toned down, very mellow. Again, it's an inexpensive fragrance. I think I paid $13 for this size bottle, which is the 50 ml. And of course, my battery's going dead. No, it's not a 50 ml. I don't know, 50 mil or 30 mil one, I can't remember, and the writing is so small, I'm not even going to try to focus in on it. But this is a toned down version of Jupe, or Jaguar Gold, I think, has the same type of vibe. Good smelling fragrance. Now, I'll tell you about this one. The opening is a little bit harsh, but as it dries down, that sweetness and that redness, so to speak, comes to the top of it, and it smells good. Banana Republic Modern. Good fragrance. I really, really like it. Sticking with the House of Banana Republic, another one, Banana Republic Classic. And this one to me is the definition of Banana Republic, or what I think of when I think of Banana Republic. It just reminds me of a nice pair of jeans and a t-shirt, or a nice pair of khakis and a t-shirt. It's clean, it's green, it's crisp. Again, like these other fragrances on the list, no monster performer. You're not going to get arm's lengths of projection or hours of longevity. You're going to spray it on, hour and a half projection, maybe 3 to 4 hours of longevity, at least off of my skin. Everything that I say is based on what it does on me. Can't testify to what it does on anybody else, just me. Banana Republic Classic, good one. And I got 2 bottles in that pack when I bought it. In that box, it had 2 different bottles that size, and I gave one of them away. Next on the list, from the House of Coach, it is Coach Blue, and I'm gonna give myself a spritz of this. And I think this is an office scent for the same reason. It smells really, really good. It does smell really, really blue. It's really, really modern. I like it. I like it a lot, but it is not a monster projector. It's not a monster performer. You're not going to get a whole lot of longevity or push out of it. I made the mistake of wearing this on a really, really hot day, and it did not do well. Even though it's a blue fragrance, this is one you probably want to reach for at night or in cooler weather, because in the heat of the day, it's just going to burn off, evaporate, and not do really, really good. Coach Blue, one you should consider for the office. Now, it does smell good. It does smell really good. Man, I should have put that Jimmy Choo Man Blue on this list too, because it's not a monster projector either. It is a compliment getter, but again, it's not a heavy projector or a heavy performer either. 3 more. From the House of Alfred Sung He. Now, this is probably the lightest fragrance out of all of these, but it is good. It's airy, ozonic-y, slightly floral. Smells really, really good. Does not last long. I made the mistake of wearing this one time on a road trip to Memphis when we had the convertible and had the top down. 30 minutes into the trip, I couldn't even smell this. And you go nose blind to it real quick, and it evaporates. And it just blows off your skin. But nonetheless, this would be a great gym scent, out of the shower scent, as any of these would be. Well, I couldn't see wearing the Coach Blue to the gym, but nonetheless, no, or out of the shower. But it is a nice blue, relaxing fragrance. But this could easily be worn to the gym, fresh out of the shower, to the office, whatever. It's just fresh, crisp, clean, airy, ozonic-y goodness. And it smells good, and it's very, very cheap. This size bottle right here costs you about $10. I suggest you get the biggest bottle you can find, because you're gonna need it. If you like it, you're gonna be pumping and pumping a lot. The fragrance, you're gonna be spraying a lot. Next one on the list is from the House of Dunhill, and it is Dunhill Silver. And I really like this fragrance. Yeah, really like this frag. It smells good. I like it a lot. It's citrusy, but it's not just overly citrusy. It's masculine, but it's not old school smelling. It smells modern. It smells up to date. No, it's not. It doesn't smell like a niche fragrance. You can tell it's designer, and you can tell it doesn't necessarily smell like a $13 or $14 fragrance, but it doesn't smell like a high-end designer fragrance either, which I think Dunhill is a pretty good line, at least in England and Great Britain and places like that. I think this is pretty much like our Calvin Klein. I think that would be a great comparison. But nonetheless, this is a really good fragrance. It's really smooth. It's kind of cool, kind of relaxing. Again, it's not anything offensive. It's not a floral fragrance. It's not gonna offend anybody. Should do really, really good in the office setting, or gym setting, or fresh out of the shower. I definitely would wear this to the gym and definitely fresh out of the shower. Last but not least, and this is a hard one to pronounce, this is Alessandro's Belle Aqua for men. And this one is a floral aquatic. It's got an oily vibe to it that I really, really like. The thing about this one is, if you spray too much of this on, you're gonna get the old church lady vibe because of the florals in it. So you don't want to overspray it. 2, 3, 4 sprays of this is about where you want to stop. If you drown yourself in fragrances with this Alessandro's Del Aqua, you're gonna smell like an old church lady. So you want to keep it down, keep your sprays to a minimum, keep it tempered, and you'll be just fine with this one. This one I have had probably close to 20 years now, and I haven't used up the bottle yet. I do like it. I used to see it quite often at TJ Maxx where I picked this up, but I don't anymore. Nonetheless, it is a great smelling floral, aquatic-y type of fragrance that I think would do good in the office, again, because it's gonna give you a little bit of punch. People are gonna smell you, but it's not gonna project across the room, and it's not gonna stay on you for 8, 9 hours. So, Alessandro's Del Aqua. All right, guys, that is it. Those are some office-friendly fragrances in my collection that don't get a lot of hype, don't get a lot of talk, and I think you guys should know about them because you may want to pick them up and add them to your office. Or, again, some of these can double as out of the shower scents or even gym scents. So, yeah, that's that. Guys, I'm gonna wrap this up because this is the second time I've shot this video. The first one was 30 minutes long. This one's gonna be about 17 to 20. So I'm gonna wrap it up. I hope you guys have a great day. Tomorrow's hump day. That means we're on the downhill side of the week. Thank you for being the best part of this channel. Thank you for tuning in. Always, always, always feel free to be active in the comment section. That's what they are there for. So again, I thank you guys for being the best part of my day. God bless, and until next time, y'all. Peace.